Good day, sir. I'm Christian Y. Plaza from BIT2I FSMB, and this is my video presentation about roasting level and types coffee grinds. Light roast coffees. Light roast coffees are characterized by their light brown color, lack of oil on the beans, and light body or viscosity. These beans are allowed to reach a temperature of about 193 Celsius or 380 Fahrenheit. When roasting, beans typically pop at around 193 Celsius. Light roast beans characteristics: light brown in color, not shiny. Light body and no oil beans are quite dense. Difficult to split, not brittle, and flavor characteristic of light roast coffees: higher level of acidity than darker roast. Toasted grain taste likely to be sweet in flavor. Medium roast coffee. Medium roast coffee has a brown color that is a little darker than light roast. However, just like light roast, it does not have any oil on the surface on the beans. Instead of having delicate flavors, medium roast has a more balanced flavor, aroma, and acidity between the dark and light roast. Medium dark roast coffee has a more complex flavor than dark roasted. Bean characteristics: more body than the light roast and no oil. Little smoother texture, medium brown shade. And flavor characteristic: milder level of acidity, exhibiting more balanced flavor, aroma, and acidity. Higher level of bitterness than light roast. Medium dark roast coffee. Medium dark roast coffee has a more complex flavor than dark roast. Medium roast can also be left to roast a little longer to be considered medium dark. And this roast is much richer and darker in color, with oil starting to surface the beans. These levels of roasting preserve the unique flavors of the coffee and is a great balance between acidity and body. Bean characteristics: have a richer, darker color with some oil, a little bit shiny, has a heavy body in comparison with the light or medium roast. Flavor characteristic: noticeable flavors and aroma, somewhat spicy in taste, milder acidity than the medium roast. Dark roast coffee. Dark roast coffee is dark brown and often has a oily surface. These coffees have a low acidity, heavy body, and tend to reveal deeper, darker flavors. Coffees roasted to this level tend to not have many of their origin characteristics left, but that doesn't mean that these are bland and boring. Some coffees really lend themselves to a dark roast because they thrive with chocolatey, nutty, and caramel flavors. Bean characteristics: dark shade of brown to black, with lower density, brittle, smooth in texture, appear shiny, oily. Flavor characteristics: low level of acidity, have a bitter and smoky or even burnt taste. High level of bitterness when compared to light or medium dark roast. Types of grinds: extra coarse grind or cold brew grind, as large as you can go on most popular conical brew grinders, similar to ground peppercorns. Suits, suits these brew methods: cold brew coffee brewing, example, using your Filtron or Toddy brewer, and cowboy coffee. Coarse coffee grind, most commonly used for French press coffee. Coarse grind or French press grind. If you brew with the French press, you should know your coarse grind. It should look similar to sea salt. Suits these brew methods: French press coffee brewing, percolators, coffee cupping, tasting. Medium coarse coffee grind use is specialty devices like the Opie Solo and Chemex brewers. Medium coarse grind. Medium coarse grind, not quite medium but not quite coarse. Similar looking to coarse or raw sand. Medium coarse coffee grind use specialty devices like the Coffee Solo brewer, Clever Dripper, and Chemex brewers. Fine grind or espresso grind. The most common grind size you come across when you buy pre-ground coffee, it's usually a fine grind size. In terms of consistency, it's a little finer than table salt. Suits these brew methods, espresso brewing with or without a machine. The AeroPress with a 1 to 2 minute brew time. Stovetop espresso. Extra fine grind or Turkish coffee grind. You rarely use an extra fine grind and you need a Turkish coffee grinder to achieve a fine and consistent grind like this. It's similar to flour or powder in texture. Suits this brew method, Turkish coffee